Hello guys, I hope you all are fine. Today's chapter is how can we set a default value using a sequence. Okay, so as you know that prior to Oracle 12c, we cannot set the default value of a sequence. So how can we set the default value as a sequence that we are going to see in this lecture? Okay, so basically it is the advanced feature of the default keyword which we have used prior to the Oracle 12c, and using this property we can set the default value on a column and using the two below ways. One is we have to use default, we have to write the sequence name dot next one. So here, before using this sequence, the sequence needs to be created first. Then only we can use that sequence with the default clause. Okay. And another is default on null. We have already discussed in the previous chapter like how to set the default and default on null. But till now we have not discussed how to set a sequence value in the default clause. Till now we have used only some hard-coded value in the default clause. So we'll see how can we set a sequence with the default clause. So here default on null also we can use the sequence. We will see how can we use the sequence. So you see basically here you can set the default value on a column for a table using the sequence. The sequence needs to be created first. If we explicitly provide some value, then the sequence is not going to generate its value, its NEXTVAL. Okay, because whenever you use the sequence, if you are inserting some value explicitly, whether it will be a null value or a not null value, at that time the sequence is not going to populate its next value. If we will not insert into that column, then only the sequence will work. We know the default clause uses. Okay, default clause says that if we explicitly insert some value, whether it is a null or some not null values, then like the value which you have inserted, it will be stored. So that's why the sequence will be not generated. Okay, so we'll see that, and first we need to create the sequence to use it in the default class. Okay, let me create a sequence first. Create sequence gen sequence. That means it will start with 1 and increment with the 1. Okay, and then let me create a table, student detail table, where there is two column. You see, one is SID, one is SNAME. In SID, what I have written? I have written default the sequence name dot next one. So whenever I will not insert into the SID, the gen sequence will automatically work. And whenever I will explicitly insert some value into the SID, that value is going to be stored. The explicit value might be a null value or a not null value. Okay, we'll see that. But first, let me create the table. So student detail tables created successfully. Let me insert first record. Insert here. I am explicitly inserting 101 into the SID. That means it will not generate the sequence. So see, I have inserted one record for Niha and another I am inserting null values. As I said that if I insert the null values, then automatically what happen, that null value will be stored because it is an explicit value. Here the sequence is not going to generate because we are explicitly inserting null. So let me insert also for the Rakesh. And the third one, here I am not inserting any value to the SID. I am totally not considering the column. That's why here the sequence will be automatically generated. That means here it will store as a 1. Okay, because the sequence start with 1. So that means if I query the data from the student table, we will get 101 null and we will get 1. So let's see. You see, SID we got 101, another is null, another is 1. I hope you understood. We'll see the next, that is default on null. We have seen in the previous classes, like if we use the default on null, then what happen? Whenever we'll insert some explicit value as a null value, then what happen? The default value automatically works. We have seen in the previous lecture. If you have not seen, then please watch that video. So through this we can set the default value on a column using the sequence. Here the restriction is that Whenever a user explicit gives a null value, then the sequence automatically generates its next value. Okay, and but if the user explicitly provides not null value, then the sequence is not going to generate its next value. That means if we explicitly insert some value into it, then the sequence which you have set during the creation of the table, the sequence is not going to generate its next value. We will see that. And first we need to create the sequence like I said. So first drop me the sequence. So I drop the sequence, then drop me the tables, then we have drop the table, then let's create the sequence and let's create the table. So now we will insert the same record. For the first record, the sequence is not going to generate because we have explicitly inserted 101. But in the second row, we have explicitly inserted null, but default on null says that if we insert a null value, then the sequence will automatically generate its value. So in this case, the sequence will generate. That means 1 will be stored in the SID. And the next, that is Pramod, we are inserting and we are skipping the SID column. That's why the sequence will automatically generate. Okay. So if I see the student details table, then we will get 101 and the next record will be 1 and the last record will be 2. Let's see. You see 101, 1 and 2. So I hope you understood this lecture. In this lecture, what we have done, like we have inserted a sequence value as a default value. Whenever we will not insert any value, the sequence will be automatically works. Till prior to 12C, we have never seen that the default value will be a sequence. So here in the 12C, it has been introduced that the default value can be a sequence value. The sequence next value. Okay, we have populated the sequence value. So I hope you understood. If you have any doubt, please comment below and please subscribe my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get the latest video.